With Nashville Severe Weather, along with David, Graham, and Will, and we are covering this line of severe thunderstorms that is coming in from the west. Of course, we've been watching this for quite a while now. This line of storms has been the topic of the day, and we've been watching this way back into Arkansas, and been watching every radar scan. Now we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and this is for northern Davidson County right now. And what you need to understand about this is that this probably won't be the last warning of the night. So just because you're not in a warning right now in Davidson County or southern Davidson County and all of Williamson County doesn't mean that you won't be in a warning here in a few minutes, okay? So we still have quite a few storms back to our west, including one tornado warning that's back in Humphreys County. That's going to be right around Waverly right now with a storm that's tightening up around McEwen. So right there between Waverly and McEwen and Humphreys County. That's moving east, and as that storm moves east, it could encounter Davidson County. If it holds together, it would be aimed roughly at Davidson County right around downtown Nashville at about 11:30. All right, so about an hour and... what is that, hour and 20 minutes from now. So that is one storm we're watching. We, of course, are watching this severe thunderstorm up north of I-40 in currently Clarksville and Cheatham County, and that's where the severe thunderstorm warning was just issued in advance of that line, and that's for 60-mile-per-hour straight-line winds and some small hail, and that's going to be for areas north of I-40. That's going to include Joelton, Beeman Park, Goodlettsville, Millersville, Ridgetop, Coopertown Road, Baxter Road, all those areas up there in rural northern Davidson County and all the way up into Madison and Rivergate as well. So that's our first warning of the night is for northern Davidson County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for about 50 minutes now. It's going to be in effect until 11 o'clock. All right, so we're going to be on for a little while here as these storms push through. And the way you can, if you sort of orient yourself here, one thing that you see is that northern Davidson County is going to get these storms before people down in Franklin and Thompson Station and College Grove get their storms, because their storms may not have even crossed the Tennessee River yet. All right, so this line is sort of oriented northeast to southwest. And so we're those of you down in Williamson County are going to kind of be watching these storms back to the west and southwest around the Tennessee River. And those are going to be your storms here in a couple of hours. So it's going to be a long evening for us, I think, on here, guys, as we watch these storms come in. So here's what we're looking at right now. We've got two things that we're watching as folks are jumping on and joining us tonight. And just grab a snack, stay connected, and consult always multiple sources of severe weather information tonight. And we are glad to be one of those sources. But we're watching a couple of things. One is here, and I know this is a lot to look at, but let me zoom out a little bit. One is we are watching the severe thunderstorm potential up in northern Davidson County, of course, because we have these areas here of 60-plus mile-per-hour winds that are possible up there coming into Cheatham County, and that could encounter northern Davidson County here in the next over the next hour, maybe 45 minutes or so in northern Davidson County. We are also watching this area of rotation here that has tightened up and gotten a little bit more organized now over in McEwen and in Humphreys County. And so that is moving east. There is a tornado warning with that storm, and I would say right now that if you're in Davidson County, stay connected, all right? I probably wouldn't go to bed right now. I probably would stay awake and until this passes, and because I'm afraid you'll be woken right back up if a warning is issued. So just stay connected with this one, because there is a tornado warning with that storm in Humphreys County. Again, Davidson County not under a tornado warning right now. This is only for Humphreys County back to the west, but it is a storm that I have to say is looking pretty decently organized right there in Humphreys County. And the way we know that here is we see these blues. Those are pretty strong winds heading toward the Nashville radar. And then you have these reds. This is wind going away from the Nashville radar. And so you have this circulation right here. So tornado could be imminent there in Humphreys County, and that would be moving east. So that would encounter Dixon County, it would get to Cheatham County, and then it would get to Davidson County. All right,
Andrew, they just got purple boxed on that one.
Okay, so they are concerned about a tornado there in eastern Humphreys County. So we're going to watch that very carefully. Of course, we have that issue with severe thunderstorm warning winds, severe winds up there possible in eastern Montgomery County and coming into Davidson County here shortly. But it looks like we have a dangerous situation here. Looks like a confirmed tornado now over McEwen, 7 miles northeast of Waverly, moving east. And so it looks like they have a radar-confirmed tornado. Let's go look at that while we're here. And they're calling that a radar-confirmed tornado. So let's look here and see if we can see evidence of that.
Andrew, it's moving really slowly. It's going at 30 miles an hour. It looks like it popped a couple of TDSs. Not too big.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
So yeah, could be a little tornado down in there in northeastern Humphreys County. And so anytime you see that purple box, things change a little bit. It's not only a radar indicated tornado, but they're calling it a radar confirmed tornado there. It looks like the Weather Service noticed a tornado debris signature there in Humphreys County. So that's what they are concerned about. Some potential debris being lofted there in Humphreys County. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Again, that still has to go through Dickson County, Cheatham County, and then into Davidson County if it holds together. So we'll keep an eye on that. So let's go back and look at what we have in the northern part of Davidson County. Severe thunderstorm warning up there. And that's going to be for strong damaging straight line winds, potentially coming into areas like Joelton and Bakers and Goodlettsville, Madison, the Beeman Park area of northwest Davidson County, and then all the way over into Sumner County into Hendersonville here in a little bit. After about 45 minutes from now is when that warning expires. So definitely could encounter some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts up there in northern Davidson County. That's enough to do some damage. And so you want to be away from windows. You don't want to be in areas where you could have trees coming down. Being in the car is not a good idea if you're driving, especially up there. There's a lot of trees up in northern Davidson County and a lot of trees along the roads up there in northern Davidson County. So driving's a bad idea. So just kind of hunker down for a while, let the storm come through if you're not already where you're going to be tonight, and let this thing blow through before you drive under a whole bunch of trees as this thing's coming through. So severe thunderstorm warning up there in northern Davidson County until 11 o'clock. Tornado warning continues back there in Humphreys County. That extends over into Dickson County. And we're watching that circulation pretty carefully there to see what it does. A little bit of a supercell structure is a part of this line. It looks like a line here, and it is. But embedded in that line, one thing we've been a little concerned about today is that there could be some supercell structures that are in that line. And that is what we've been a little bit concerned about today is could any supercells get going inside that line? And that would up the threat of tornadoes. And that appears what has happened there in that particular storm in Humphreys County. All right, let's back out just a little bit. Looks like another tornado warning now. This was a storm we were watching earlier. This is for a storm that's still a good ways away from us. It's down in the Memphis forecast area. But that was a storm that went through Jackson a little bit ago. And the guys here, we were talking just a little bit ago that storm's another one to watch down there in West Tennessee. So that just moved through Jackson, headed toward Henderson County. They're toward Lexington, but they have the Memphis National Weather Service office has issued a tornado warning on that. But clearly we're going to have to watch that one too, because if you see that polygon there, if you sort of extrapolate that out eastward, that would kind of be one of the storms that would affect areas like Centerville, Columbia, and maybe up into Williamson County. So we're going to have to watch that one carefully as well as it moves on to the east. Okay, so we've got a lot going on tonight. That's all right. This is not unusual for us in springtime in Middle Tennessee. We'll get through this, and but we want you to stay awake, especially if you're up in Davidson County, but even in Williamson County. Just let this blow through, and have a way to get warnings. If you happen to doze off, you want to have a way to get warnings that's reliable. Have an app on your phone that hopefully you already have set up, ready to go, programmed, your NOAA weather radio ready to go, and that way if a warning is issued, you'll get stirred. You don't want to sleep through one of these things, all right? So yeah, as David said over on socials, do not go to bed. This embedded supercell, now a radar confirmed tornado, holds together. It'll be in Nashville around 11:15 to 11:45. So here we are. Feel free to share this YouTube link, our YouTube channel, with your friends if they need something to join and watch. We're glad to be one of your sources for severe weather information. I'd rather you not just have one source, have multiple ways of getting severe weather information. But we're glad to serve as one of those sources for you as we go through this event. So this line is it looks kind of messy, but it's kind of sneaky. All right, it's got some power to it. And this up here in the northern part of Davidson County, the power is in the straight line winds, and there are little pockets up here. There's like 55, 60 mile per hour gusts up there around Coopertown, Pleasant View, right up there coming down I-24 into Davidson County. And so that's why northern part of Davidson County is in that severe thunderstorm warning there from Madison, Bakers, Goodlettsville, Rivergate, Joelton up there. So straight line winds up there. And then down here back to the west, we're watching this tornado warning there for northeastern Humphreys County.
Andrew, they've extended the tornado warning for Dixon County.
Say that again?
They've extended the tornado warning for Dixon County until 11 p.m. And I wouldn't be surprised if those cells that are to the south there actually wrap up. There it is.
Tornado warning now.
That's what I was talking about.
New tornado warning. Yep.
Yeah, it's a new polygon.
That's the new one. So it looks like this is going to run into Williamson County if it holds together. So don't go to bed. Yeah. The app, by the way, y'all are asking in the chat, is Stormwatch Plus on iOS or Android. And tornado warnings are coming. I did the timing on it. I think it'll be gone by midnight for most of us. Maybe some of y'all further east would have it. But after this line is passed, we're good for the evening.
Yeah, so this will be our only round tonight. That's a good point. This will be our only round, so you can stay up. It's not going to be an all-night event. But please don't sleep on this one. These are increasingly have turned into embedded supercell structures, and instead of one solid line. I would rather it be kind of one solid line. I guess if there's an advantage to this, these are a little bit easier to warn. Sometimes those little line tornadoes can be very difficult to warn because they're extremely quick. These seem to marinate for a while before they produce a tornado, and you can warn them a little bit easier. So I mean, if there's any advantage, that may be it. But we do want to watch out for these. And Weather Service is noting that the debris signature on this tornado up here in Humphreys County, northern Humphreys County, has dissipated. So that's good. Maybe that one's weakening. Looks like it is on velocities. And then second circulation down here in this cell, southern Humphreys County, coming into Hickman County, is the better looking storm right now. So again, we zoom in. We can see the winds going away from the radar. That's this red area here, the dark red. That's going away from the radar. These blues are going toward the radar in Nashville. So there's our circulation clearly right there. And that's moving through southern Humphreys County. Humphreys County is getting quite a bit going on right now. But that'll move through southern Humphreys County into Hickman County and then into Williamson County. All right. So Williamson and Davidson both have to keep an eye out for these. Right now, we both have tornado warnings to our west. And then third tornado warning, as we were talking about down there in West Tennessee. Hasn't crossed the Tennessee River, but we're keeping an eye on that one too.
I would add that this is not the structure of the one that came through on March 3rd, 2020. That was a completely different environment, but every event is different. And the tornado that we had then was just its own lone supercell riding along a warm front. These are different dynamics. These are common for us we're right smack in the middle of storm season here in late March. Certainly don't go to bed. I promise we can get you to bed by midnight for if you're along I-65 for sure. And hopefully before then, as these things move. The problem is these are moving so slow that we'll be up a while.
Yeah, I think we will. Yeah, these are moving slow. So understand that we may not be able to answer every question. Of course, we have a lot of questions flooding in. I'm just over here just watching X, and we're on several different platforms. We're on Threads and Blue Sky and X, and then of course we have the chat here on the YouTube, and lots of questions flooding in. And understand clearly we can't answer all of those, but we'll do our best here to answer and try to look at those questions and get an idea of what kinds of things we need to answer. So let's go ahead and sort of review what we need to do if a tornado warning is issued for either of our two counties, which we covered Davidson and Williamson. And so if a tornado warning is issued for one of our two counties, it will look just like one of these. All right, it'll be a polygon, and you'll need to know where you are on a map. So really, before you do anything else tonight, and you don't know where you are on a map, you need to find out where you are on a map. So if you need to open your GPS on your phone, whatever it is you need to do, and just hit the GPS thing and pinpoint where you are, kind of get a feel for geographically where you are, that will come in handy here in a little bit if we're put under a tornado warning. And that way you know if you are inside the polygon or if you're outside the polygon. That's a very, very important thing. So before we get those warnings, if we get them, be sure you know where you are. That's a very important thing for the next hour, that you know where you are. So we're going to start calling out places pretty fast. We'll start calling out neighborhoods. We'll start calling out, areas of town. So know if you're like east of Franklin or west of Franklin, or east of 65 or west of 65. North of 40, south of 40, all that kind of stuff. So just kind of get a feel over the next little bit where you are. That will serve you well over the next hour, and really for the rest of the spring here in Middle Tennessee. If you're new here, welcome. This is spring in Middle Tennessee. So, we'll make it through it together here. So let's back out just a little bit. Let's do a little bit of a refresh on what we've got going on. We've got a couple of things happening. The first thing we have happening, and the reason we came on a minute ago, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 11 o'clock for northern Davidson County. That is for these storms that are predominantly up in Robertson County right now. And they're producing a lot of wind coming into Springfield and Robertson County, and a lot of hail. Looks like to be a good bit of hail up there in that line as well. All right, so could be up in Joelton, Madison, Goodlettsville, Rivergate, Bakers, Beeman Park area. All those areas in northern, like up north of Brawley Parkway, could get some strong gusty winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds. All right, the next thing we're watching is the tornado potential. Now, that predominantly right now is in Humphreys County, which is about 2 counties away from us. And there are currently 2 tornado warnings in effect there, and those are both moving east toward us. All right, one kind of toward Davidson County, one toward Williamson County. The better looking of the storms right at the moment at 10:26 is this storm in southern Humphreys County that's going to be pushing into Hickman County before too long. So here's your rotation area, just there west of Bold Spring, there in Humphreys County, right along. It's about to cross Highway 13 that goes from Waverly down to Lobelville and Linden. So it's about to cross that highway, and it'll eventually move into Hickman County. That's the better looking of the two circulations right now. And as that moves east, we'll have to see how it holds together and how it evolves, whether it gets stronger, weaker, holds together, doesn't hold together. And then eventually that makes it to Williamson County. That storm does. So that's what we're gonna have to. That's what we're gonna have to watch.
Andrew,
All
my
right?
ETA on that is 1 hour 5 minutes into
To-
Franklin,
Okay.
Grassland, Spring Hill area.
All right. It's about what'd you say? About an hour from now to Franklin.
Hour 5
Grassland?
minutes. So yeah,
Hour
let's
5
say we'll call it 11:30.
Okay. So we got some time, and so let's go back to sort of what we were talking about a minute ago. Some of you are new here, and that's okay. We're glad you're here. But we need to review a little bit of what we do, and I guess the good thing is at the moment that we have a little bit of time to talk about what we need to get ready for here over the next hour, and less than that if you're in Fairview. Okay. So we have 2 tornado warnings looking at us right now from the west moving east. And what I don't want you to do right now is panic. All right? Don't panic. As I say in schools, I talk to a lot of third graders and we say, we're prepared, we're not scared. All right? And so the way we prepare for this is we know in our house, you're probably in your home right now, being 10:25, 10:30. If you're in your home, where is the lowest floor, the most interior room away from windows that you have? Now we could do what ifs all day, but just what do you have? The most interior room, lowest floor away from windows, and then that's where you should probably go. So if you were in a mobile home. If you're in a mobile home in one of these 2 counties that is not yet under a tornado warning, I would say you need to get to a safer place than a mobile home. But you don't have a lot of time. If you're in that situation, you don't have a lot of time. You need to do it now. And you need to get where you're going to be before the storm even gets to our county, okay? But do it, but don't wait. Do that now. So we always say helmets for everybody. And so if you have some helmets around your house or in the garage, go get those. Have those in your safe place, that safe place we just talked about. So have those with you. And then when the time comes, when a tornado warning is imminent, and we'll try to give you as much advance warning on that as we can, then you would wake up whoever you need to wake up in your home and get to your safe place, all right? And put those helmets on and cover yourself up if you need to, but just do your plan. So as we say with the third graders, prepared, not scared. We got this, y'all. So that's how we can talk about it when the storms are a county or 2 away, all right? We'll get a little bit more uptight once they get closer as we try to communicate a lot of things pretty quickly, all right? But we, for now, are able to talk a little bit more calmly because we just, these things are we got a little time, all right? Let's take a look at these 2 circulations. The stronger one still appears to be the one down there in southern Humphreys County. The one up to the north appears to have sort of dissipated. At least on velocities. Yeah, let me reiterate this. David just put it over on X. If you're in a mobile manufactured home in Williamson County or Davidson County, Davidson County, your storms are getting pretty close. But especially in Williamson County, you got some time. All right, but not a lot. And when I say you got time, I mean like you got time to get to a better shelter now, not in half an hour, but you've got time now. So if you want to make that decision, you got a little time. If you're in a mobile manufactured home, but I would not stay in one of those structures tonight until this passes.
Andrew, it looks to me like the thread is shifting further south, because it looks like that circulation that was up near Waverly is pretty much, it's not gone, but it's certainly not as scary as it looked earlier. And then it's also, its inflow is getting interrupted by the storms to the south. So I would think that, if you're south of I-40 especially, I don't think anybody should go to bed because you might get tornado warning. And, it'll come through, and then once the storm passes, it'll be over, you go to bed. So that'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. It appears, and it would make sense meteorologically. I'm not going to go into all that right now, but it would make sense that the storm over here near Lexington, back in Henderson County in West Tennessee, and this one here in southern Humphreys and northwest Hickman County, and even this one in northern Perry County here, this storm here and this storm here are the ones we got to especially keep an eye on. So they've got a good feet of inflow here to the south, and I don't want to get in the weeds with all of that, but these would be meteorologically the ones we need to watch. Certainly, we got to watch ones that have produced circulations before, so we're going to keep an eye. We're not going to let this one go up here in Dickson County. We're going to keep an eye on that one because it does it once, it can do it again. But these down here to the south, we're going to keep an eye on especially closely as they get closer to us.
That's also supported by the mesoanalysis, Andrew. So the overall general environment that we're in, it looks like the further south you are, the more likely you are to be in a tornado favorable. Not to say that one will happen.
Checking for updates from the Weather Service. They are literally typing one as we speak, so we're going to see what pops up there over in the chat room here with the Weather Service. And has been a little damage with these, so we're going to have to see how extensive that is, but have had a little bit of damage here and there with these storms. So they're acknowledging this northern tornado warning up here. That was really the first tornado warning we had in Humphreys County. That one has weakened significantly. They're going to let that one go, let that one expire. So, but again, we've seen this happen more than once, guys. That these things will wrap up again. So we're going to have eyes on that one. We'll also have eyes on the one moving into Hickman County, and we'll keep an eye on this one. We're running out of eyes here, but we got plenty between the three of us guys here. We'll be watching this one down here in Lexington, back in West Tennessee as well, as it crosses to the Tennessee River. Southern tornado circulation has broadened slightly. The Weather Service says this one here moving into Hickman County, and they're going to keep the warning going on it for a little while, and but that circulation is a little bit broad. See, the reds and the blues are not touching here. They're kind of broad. They're not real tight.
Broad is good. Everybody.
Yeah, broad is good. Broad is good. All right, let's check on the winds up here. We don't have TBNA tonight. TBNA is the FAA radar that is located in Nolensville. It does a pretty good job of giving us some high-definition wind velocity data, and it is offline tonight, unfortunately, so we don't have that. We will rely on we need to talk about reports. All right, so here's how we do reports, and they are very important to us. They're very important to the Weather Service. So the way we do reports is if you could use hashtag TSpotter if you're on X, and if you have anything to report such as a funnel cloud, tornado, hail, if it's compared to the size of a coin, any wind damage, trees down, anything like that, that occurs where you are. Once it is safe to do so, please don't run out and do this in the middle of the storm. But once it is safe to do so, if you could send us that report using hashtag TSpotter on X, you can DM us on Instagram. Is that right, Graham?
That is correct.
Graham is over there handling the Instagram stuff for us, and you can DM us there on Instagram, and he'll get that over to the Weather Service as well. They are waiting for our reports as they come in, as the storm comes through. It's important to them. It helps them in decision making with warnings and other situational awareness. So definitely send us those reports. Somebody said you can call it Twitter. It's okay. I still do. So those reports are very handy. We'd like to have that. So that's how we'll do that. So when we call out for reports, especially if we have a particular interest in an area in particular, that's how you would get reports to us if we need to do that. They got hail out there in Greenbrier. Yeah, I bet you do up there. There's a nice hail core in Greenbrier up in Robertson County. Greenbrier seems to be the hail capital of Robertson County. Greenbrier gets a lot of hail.
These look pretty messy to me, Andrew.
Yep.
Messy meaning disorganized, like still dangerous, but they're not the classic no-brainers. There's definitely a tornado in there type of presentations, which is good, because when there's definitely a tornado in there, that's bad. But they definitely have supercell structures to them, and it looks like the northern cells are getting their inflow cut off by the southern cells, which is good for those up north. Getting a lot of questions about North Nashville. I think you should just stay up until this line comes through. Looks like we'll be done around midnight, maybe a little later, at least because these storms continue to, the line isn't up and down, it's kind of to the side. And that'll keep, I think, Williamson County up a little bit later than Nashville. But we'll be sure to let you know when it's safe to go to bed. But that's not now. We're under a tornado watch till 3 a.m. Our threat won't continue till 3 a.m. It'll end here shortly after midnight.
20 minutes left to go on the tornado warning in Hickman County, back to our west. And again, let's throw some ETAs on this thing. So about 11:30 here to the like the Hillsborough Road corridor there, Grassland, Franklin, Otter Creek area, Oak Hill. Again, nobody's under a warning yet there, but if the thing continues east, then we'd be looking at somewhere around 11:30 for that. Severe thunderstorm warning up there in northern Davidson County. It looks pretty messy to me, David. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic maybe that the winds, the strongest winds, would stay up there in north, up there kind of northern Robertson County over into northern Sumner County.
Yeah, if you go to the SVC mesoanalysis page, Andrew, you'll see that there's a pretty sharp gradient where the tornado favorable conditions are a little bit further south than up Springfield. Like if you're in Springfield, the threat's over. The storms have gone by you. But certainly not true for Nashville or anybody or anywhere in Williamson County. I'm just putting ETAs up here on Thread. We're on Threads. We're on Blue Sky. We're on X/Twitter. And but this is the most efficient way to get you information is YouTube Live. So that's why we do it. You really don't need to be following us on the platforms here because all the information I'm putting out there is you're getting here on YouTube Live. So that's why we do it, because it's quick and efficient.
New severe thunderstorm warning now for southern Davidson County and western Williamson County. Not surprising at all that they sort of do a blanket severe thunderstorm warning there for that line as it comes in. So this is going to be for, 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail possibilities. So that's until 11:45. So a good old hour-long severe thunderstorm warning there. For storms extending along the line 8 miles north of White Bluff to 7 miles southwest of Dixon. Moving east at 40 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are possible. All right, so that is expected. I would have expected that. That's nothing unusual. Now what we have to watch for is any potential areas of rotation inside that line. And to do that, let's go over here and look at velocities. Make sure I'm looking at the latest scan here. That's at about 2 minutes ago. That's good. So still a little bit broad, which is good. It is rotating, which would sort of act to, if it hails in there, it could bring hail sizes up just a little bit, but not seeing even a lot of hail with it. It just looks like some broad rotation there. But it looks pretty windy, up at about 4,500 feet. Winds close to 80 miles per hour there in some spots. That's up at about 4,500 feet, so hopefully not reaching the surface, but we're going to have to watch that cell. We're going to have to watch that pretty carefully as it moves east. Again, that would put that storm around Franklin, up toward Grassland, about 11:30. We've had a lot of people join in the past 3 minutes. Welcome. Your phones probably went off for this severe thunderstorm warning. Just looked up and happened to notice we had a lot of folks join us. So let's do sort of a broad look at what we've got going on here. I hate to repeat too much, but hey, when you get a bunch of folks join, they want to know what's up. And glad you're here. Welcome. So David and Graham and I are covering some storms here that are coming in. Will is over taking reports, and he's actually wrangling a balloon that we launched about 9 o'clock. We launched a weather balloon to get some temperature information from way on up there, and gave us some good information, let us know what the environment was like. So he's wrangling that thing, and he'll be back here in about 10 minutes to help take reports as he's working on that stuff. So if you're just joining us, here's what we got going on. We got a pretty solid line of severe thunderstorm warnings that cover a good chunk of us, a lot of us, all right? So northern Davidson County got some strong winds coming in up there, storms coming into Joelton and Bakers and areas like that now, Ivy Point, and that's going to be pushing down toward Madison, Goodlettsville, Lakewood, Hermitage here in a little bit. And then as you move to the south, the severe thunderstorm warning covers western Williamson County, and that is until 11:45. And there is also a tornado warning in effect back there in Hickman County for a much smaller area, and that's for a broad circulation up there in far northern, extreme northern Hickman County, about to cross Highway 48 that runs there from Centerville up to Dixon. And so that circulation is about to cross Highway 48 there. And it's kind of right, if you look here, it's kind of right in that kink in the line there. And that's right where those winds are rotating in that storm. New severe thunderstorm warning up for, it looks like northeastern Davidson County, mostly for Sumner, and moving on to the east to Macon, Trousdale, and Wilson counties up there, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning, and they are advertising winds there that could be up to 70 miles per hour up there in that warning. All right, so pretty strong winds possible up there in that cell, there, that part of the line, especially up there in northern Sumner County, but that reaches down into northeastern Davidson County as well. So we got a lot going on, and we're going to stay with this the whole time. And this is it's just one of those nights, y'all. One of those nights. David, I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff you said earlier. One of those was that I just don't know if I'd go to sleep right now. Just give this a little bit of time to come through. And for Williamson County, it might be an hour or hour and a half, maybe 2 before it gets all the way through. but I'd stay awake for it. Wouldn't go to sleep yet because I'm afraid you'll have to be relying on an app to wake you up, and you might as well just stay awake as warnings come in. The concern is that we could have some more tornadic activity back with this cell, especially the one down here in northern Hitman County. If it decides to wrap up any tighter, they're not going to wait around to issue additional tornado warnings out ahead of the storm. So if this circulation were to wrap up and get tighter, which it doesn't look at the moment, but if it were to wrap up and get tighter, I can guarantee you there'd be tornado warnings popping out ahead of it. So they won't hesitate to do that. So stay on top of it, guys, especially in Fairview and Franklin and Brentwood, Fernvale. Let's see who else is out there. Pasco, Will, Cool Springs area. So those places especially, just kind of keep an eye on this and don't go to bed yet. We mentioned if you're in a mobile or manufactured home, I hope that you took care of that issue as far as getting somewhere else. I hope you did that about 15, 20 minutes ago. If you haven't done that yet, you need to be where you're going to be. That's not in a mobile home. If you're in Williamson County, you need to be where you're going to be quickly. All right. So you don't want to be traveling when the storm gets to you if it is still cranking rotation in that thing. You do not want to be traveling. So you want to be where you're going to be very quickly over the next few minutes before it gets to Williamson County. Again, there's no confirmed tornado with it, but you know how these things go. They can drop a tornado that lasts a minute, 2 minutes, and then it's gone. Or you can have a tornado that lasts many miles. It's just they're all different. Every one of them's different. So we can't guess at what the environment will be like here in the next 20 minutes. So we just want you to be safe and to be wherever you're going to be pretty soon. All right. Looks like there was a report of a tornado. Well, that was that confirmed tornado that we had by radar. Looks like emergency managers in Humphreys County, this was with the first tornado warning back there in Humphreys County. They were reporting a roof gone on a house. And so it looks like there was roof damage to a home there with that first tornado, which would make sense. That's where we saw that tornado debris signature. And so that tornado debris signature could have very easily been the pieces of that roof, unfortunately, on a house there in Humphreys County. So that was that first. I'm sorry?
Sorry. I was telling my dog to leave me alone. Sorry.
Okay. So that was that first tornado warning. And then this second one is what we've been watching here for Williamson County. Hoping that circulation doesn't tighten up. It still looks pretty broad.
Andrew, he's going to extend the tornado warning into Williamson County here in a minute.
Okay, so tornado warning coming for Williamson County here in just a little bit. And we'll cover that here in just a minute once it comes out. Let's see, I need to switch over to their chat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so they are planning to extend the tornado warning into western Williamson County. All right, so Fairview, let's go ahead and get to your safe place. Again, we're going to be talking about lowest level away from windows and interior room, closet, bathroom there in Fairview as the circulation moves eastward through Hitman County and then eventually over there into western Williamson County. So let me go down here and look. We're going to get some locations here. And part of it is we're going to have to wait for our polygon to pop up when they do issue that. But imagine areas like Fairview, Craigfield, Kingfield, Natchez Trace Bridge area, Fernvale.
Will.
Hey, Will, could you mute, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, I was just saying you were naming places, and I'm one of them.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to your dog again.
No.
All right, we'll see what this looks like once it comes out here in just a little bit, but it does look like they are going to extend the tornado warning into Williamson County. Let's see here. And they're also talking about the winds up there along the state line, Kentucky state line, being very strong. That's that warning up there that's in effect for 70-mile-per-hour winds, the polygon that's flashing there. Very strong straight line winds up there.
I would say the radar presentation is encouraging for those north of I-40.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there are any supercells embedded up there. It's a very electrical storm. Some of the winds are going to be pretty strong in there. But this is a pretty good development if you're if you're north of I-40 in Nashville. You're going to get a proper thunderstorm, but the concern at the moment will be this tornado warning is going to come into Williamson County. It's going to involve Fairview. I'll be surprised if it doesn't include Riverwalk and Bellevue in southwestern Davidson County. Riverwalk, Bellevue, Fairview, Natchez Trace. Let's look. And I don't know if they're going to extend it all the way into Franklin. We'll just have to wait and see. But let's be ready to go if you are included in the warning.
There it is.
With Davidson County is included in it. So there we go.
Yeah,
Andrew,
it looks
take
like
it
there
away.
is a far southwestern part of Davidson County as well. So here's our polygon. Let me go to reflectivity and maybe see it here a little bit better. So tornado warning now for far southwestern Davidson County and western Williamson County. So it includes Fernvale, Fairview, Boston, and right up to downtown Franklin. All right, so tornado warning now for everyone in western Williamson County and also far southwestern Davidson County. So Fairview, Pasco, Pickens Acres, Forest Hills, Williamson Estates, Fernvale, Traceview, Kingfield, Fairview, Brush Creek, Craigfield, all the way down there along 840. All you guys are included in this tornado warning. So this is a tornado warning that's in effect until, let's see here, in effect till 11:45. And it's for the storm there in 7 miles southwest of Burns, moving east at 50 miles per hour. And this is radar indicated rotation. So it'll be around Franklin around 11:20, Fairview around 11:05. All right, so let's talk about what to do. If you are inside this polygon, you need to be in an interior room, closet, or bathroom in your home or wherever you are right now. So if you're in Fairview, you need to be in an interior room of your home. So put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So you want to be, you want to have helmets on, you want to have good shoes on, and you want to be in that safe place until the storm passes. The part of the storm you're going to watch for is this red blob here, and that's going to be moving east. And once that passes, you're good. All right, so wait till that passes, and then you're good. So Fairview here at about 11:05, and then Franklin at about 11:20. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Let me back out just a little bit so you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on, and then let's go look at velocities here. And let's see kind of what it looks like on velocities. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of going through these little cycles, a couple little areas of rotation here, and it just sort of morphs and evolves. So the area of interest now appears to be a real small area right in here. Just a real small, could be a real small area, kind of a compact area of rotation.
Sorry,
David, I'm going to mute you, buddy. There he is.
Get the hook.
Bless his heart. He's not felt well all day.
Yeah.
So a compact area of circulation here possible right there in northern Hitman County, and that's going to be moving east. So better to warn this thing and give everybody in Williamson County, western Williamson County, a heads up as the circulation moves east. All right. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. Tornado warning in effect for western Williamson County until 11:45. And so those of you in Nolensville, you're not under this yet, but you might be here in a little bit. So this warning expires at 11:45. If they decide to extend this thing to the east, then that would include areas, more of Brentwood and over into Nolensville and Cool Springs, but you're not included in it yet. Okay, but don't go to bed. Stay awake for this as it comes in. So right now, if you know you're inside the polygon, you're in Leapers Fork, you're in Boston, you're in Franklin, you're in the Natchez Trace Bridge area like Fernvale, Fairview, and then on up into Davidson County, Pasco, Bellevue, and on over toward Forest Hills, up toward Hillsborough Road and Grassland. All right, those are the areas that are included in the tornado warning right now, and it's for this storm that's currently still to the west of Williamson County, but it's moving east. And it's for a couple of circulations here that kind of come and go. They kind of come and go here in northern Hickman County, but they could wrap up at any moment. All right, so let's talk about what to do. Several of you have joined, obviously, in the past 5 minutes or so. A lot has picked up here in the past few minutes. So if you're in Fairview and you're inside this polygon, go ahead and get to that safe place. You don't want to be in a car. You want to get out of a car. If you know anybody in a car, let them know what's going on. Let them know to get in a safe shelter there in the Fairview area or anywhere inside this polygon. Get outside of a vehicle and get into a safe area. If you're in your house, if you're in a house, get into that interior room, a closet, a bathroom, something away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you got helmets, go ahead and put them on. Not a bad idea. So go ahead and wake the kiddos up. If you got kiddos asleep right now, I'm so sorry. I hate to do it. Wake them up. Get in that safe place.
Just move mine to the basement as we speak.
Let this blow through, and then you can put them back to bed. And I will, when all this passes, we'll let Will sing a lullaby and put them all back to sleep. But we'll let this all pass and worry about that later. All right, so tornado warning continues till 11:45 for western Williamson County and extreme southwestern Davidson County, and that's what we got going on. This circulation here, it's a sneaky little circulation. It sure doesn't look too tight. That's good. Still looks a little broad, but you got to have a heads up on this because it does not take but a couple of radar scans for this thing to tighten right up into a legit tornado. So we're watching it very carefully, but the circulation is still, it's right there around the Highway 46, Highway 100 intersection there in northeastern Hickman County. But it definitely is sort of cycling. It comes and it goes. Right now, it's not extremely tight.
Andrew, if you turn on NROT, you can see that pretty well. There's the bright green there.
Yeah.
And so it looks like it's called normalized rotation, and it looks at the column of the storm going up, and it sees where the rotation matches as it goes down. It's kind of a proxy thing. So what this is not is we don't see a tornado debris signature on it right now. This is not yet a confirmed tornado, but I don't know that we'd be able to confirm it at this time of night, especially in that rough terrain out there where not a lot of people live. But we're watching it very, very closely. If we do have any indication that it's radar confirmed, certainly we'll pass that along. But this is an embedded supercell. This is what we were concerned about this morning. We're really all week with this event.
Yeah, the Weather Service is noting that circulation there, it might be tightening up now, starting to get an inflow notch on the front side of that storm. So it might be having a little bit of an opening there where it can get some food in there. some inflow winds to try to wrap that thing up. So the Weather Service is obviously watching very, very carefully for that, for any strengthening or any tightening of the circulation. So what you want to see is a little bit of room between these reds and these bright blues. You want a little bit of space. See how we got a little space right there right now? So right there along Highway 100, just west of Williamson County. So there's a little bit of space there between them. Now, what we don't want is for these to get right up close to each other, all right? So that's what we're watching. When we say broad rotation or tight rotation, that's what we're talking about. Right now, it's a little bit broad, but it could be tightening up, the Weather Service says. They're watching that real closely. And so we don't want that to tighten up and get the reds and the blues right up next to each other. Like, I'm talking like the pixels right next to each other. That would be pretty clearly a developing tornado. So we want that to stay broad. So that's what we're going to watch as this pushes into Williamson County, is how this thing behaves as it moves east. But as it does, there's no reason to do that outside of your safe place. Go ahead and be in your safe place. And because by the time this thing tightens up, I mean, it could do it in just a couple of minutes. Okay, these things can wrap up pretty quickly. So there's not time to realize what's going on, get the radar image, us interpret it for you, and then you put your plan into action when it's on top of you, okay? There's no time for that. So you want to be in your safe place in Fairview and in Franklin and Leapers Fork and all that, those areas that are in this polygon. You want to go ahead and be in your safe place so that you don't have to be making those decisions in a split second. Go ahead and take care of that now, and you're already there, and then if it blows over, it blows over. But if it drops a tornado, then you're already there in your safe place, and you're not having to deal with running anywhere. That's never good. All right, so Bon Aqua, that's what I was trying to remember. It's over Bon Aqua Junction right now. That's what this is called right there. So it's over Bon Aqua, headed east down Highway 100, and we'll be coming into the south parts of Fairview. South parts of Fairview over the next 10 minutes. And then continues pushing east. So tornado warning continues until 11:45 for Williamson County and extreme southwest Davidson County. But that Davidson County part does include most of Bellevue and also Pasco down there to Natchez Trace Bridge, Fernvale, and all the way out to Fairview. So a little bit of southwest Davidson County included in that tornado warning. And but a pretty good chunk of Williamson County, though, all the way up to basically I-65 included in that tornado warning. So let's talk just for a second about who's not currently under a tornado warning. And again, if I'm talking to you right now, I'm talking to you, you're out ahead of the storm, and you could be under a warning in the next half hour, okay? So don't sleep on it. But if you're in places like Nolensville, Brentwood, Antioch, Creve Hall, the Priest Lake area, all the way down to College Grove, Page High School, Thompson Station, areas like that, y'all are not currently under a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning yet. But you got to hang with it. Just wait for this thing to move through. It's still back to your west a good bit. So don't go to sleep yet. Some heavy rain coming into Fairview now, especially on the north side. So CCC Road, Brush Creek Road, they're northeast of Fairview. Heavy rain coming in there now. Could be a little bit of hail. Yeah, I'm seeing some hail there in northeastern Hickman County, so probably some hail falling there. It's probably smaller than quarters, but it actually looks to be getting a little bit bigger in the past few minutes. But could be some hail there coming into Williamson County shortly. And hopefully that will be the only story, is small hail. But tornado warning, though, is in effect all the way up to I-65, basically, in Franklin. All right, so let's go ahead and be in your safe place. Let's be on your lowest in your lowest level of your home or wherever it is you live, lowest level of your home, away from windows, and putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And if you got good shoes, helmet, some of those bonus items, go ahead and get those on as well, especially if you have a little bit of time out ahead of the storm.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be driving on I-65. Somebody was talking about getting on the road, trying to get into work. This is going to be, regardless of whether it's tornado, the straight line winds are going to be pretty intense, and the rain's going to be pretty rough. So if you can hold off on the interstates, that'd be fantastic. I think you'll certainly won't have to sit there in the driving rainstorm and wonder, is that wind tornado or straight line winds? Especially if you have a high profile vehicle and you're going north on 65, those winds are going to come push you from the left, and that's not good for anybody.
Circulation looks like it could be tightening up a little bit, right, as it comes into
that latest scan.
Into Williamson County. So,
that
see,
line
let
is
me
getting
illustrate just a little bit. Remember back here we were talking about the circulation being kind of broad. You kind of see there.
It's an NROT spike too, Andrew.
Yeah,
Andrew,
so we
it
could
is
be
very north-south as
could
well.
be getting a developing tornado there right around the Highway 100 exit coming into Fairview. So if you're in Fairview, again, this is exactly why we said go ahead and be in your safe place, because if this starts tightening up, you want to already be in your safe place. So if you're around Fairview High School, right there around Highway 100, anywhere on the south side of Fairview, could have a developing tornado there coming into Fairview right now. So the storm has just crossed into Williamson County. It has it's crossing 840 right now, and will be right around the high school here in just a little bit, and right around places like Overby Road. I'm going to call out a few roads here for you: King Road, Cumberland Drive, Forest Glen Road, Caney Fork Road, South Harpeth Road, Fernvale. So any of those areas right now, this storm actually, it looks like it's getting its act together a little bit. So if you're in any of those areas, or if you're in Franklin right now, West Haven, Kingfield, Leapers Fork, South Hall, all the way up to Cottonwood, all the way up there toward Grassland, hey, heads up, guys, be watching this thing. This thing looks like it could be getting its act together. And I'm going to switch over to another mode here where I can make some quick calls on any changes that happen in our radar data. So, yeah, there does look like to be an en route spike. This is a rotation product that we look at, and it is definitely spiked there. Circulation, Weather Service says the circulation is looking really good. And when they say good, it's not good. More from an impressive standpoint on the radar, so tightening more. So developing tornado, I would think, is moving into Williamson County now. Highway 100 exit around Fairview, right around Fairview High School. This would be mile marker 5 to 9 on Highway 840. Yeah, this is a developing tornado, guys. Fairview, be in your safe place. Fairview needs to be on the lowest level of your home. You need to be in an interior room, closet, or bathroom, and you need to be there now. Okay, if you're in Fairview. So if you're especially south of town, like around the high school or the middle school, you need to be. And if you're in Fernvale or South Harpeth, Old Highway 96, Kingfield, anywhere like that in western Williamson County, you right now need to go to your safe place if you're not there already. Don't wait on it. Don't wait to hear it. Don't wait to see it. You need to be in your safe place now. So this is tightened up. You remember what I was saying about the red and the blue pixels together? It's happened, all right? So the red and the blue pixels are together now. And so if it stays like that sort of radar presentation, I would expect to see a tornado debris signature pop up here on radar here in just a second. That would be down here on the left side. And that would be a damaging tornado. All right, we're really close to that if we're not there already. Really close to it. All right, so if you're on the south side of Fairview, this could be a tornado on the ground right now along Highway 100, right there around the high school. and then moving to the east toward Fernvale. Let's back out just a little bit, and let's talk about Franklin, West Haven, Leapers Fork. All you guys west of Franklin here, heads up. This thing is a developing tornado, if not already on the ground, in western Williamson County. And we're just going to kind of wait and see what happens here with the radar presentation. But our confidence is definitely increasing that there's a tornado in the south part of Fairview as we speak. So winds here on the radar showing about 67 miles per hour inbound, a little bit outbound. So there's our circulation right there around the exit, right at the 840 exit.
Do we still have Fairview cameras?
No.
Okay.
All right, so that's moving toward the high school. In fact, it's moving right toward the high school, right toward the middle school there too. So it's moving east right down Highway 100, right there toward Walker Road. And it looks like it just crossed Highway 100. It's south of 100 now, so it's going to be right around Deer Ridge Road. It's going to be around Caney Fork Road. Caney Fork Road's pretty well in it there. Coldwater Road. So we're hopeful that this thing maybe has broadened a tad. But I'm telling you, this is too close to call.
It has broadened a tad, and I still don't see any tornado debris signature anywhere.
I don't
on the
either.
radar.
Yeah, that's good that we don't see a tornado debris signature yet. But that's
Power
still a
power out reports in Fairview.
okay. So that's still an impressive looking circulation there. So if you're in Franklin, Leapers Fork, guys, still be in your safe place. Just hang out there. Let's let this thing go by first before you come out of your safe place. The good thing is you got time there in Franklin to get there. This circulation is still, it's not flying through here. It's not going slow, but it's not going really, really fast. So Franklin, you still got just a little bit of time to get to your safe place, but not a whole lot, 10, 15 minutes max. But go ahead and be in that lower level of where you live, interior room, closet, or bathroom. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, shoes, helmet, and you don't want to be in a car, around trees, anything like that. So go ahead and just be in the safest place you know of where you are. And just stay there until this thing passes. So this tornado warning expires at 11:45. It's another 30 minutes for this one. Still not seeing a tornado debris signature yet. Waiting for a radar update here. Hoping we don't. That's going to be one of the more impressive velocity signatures I've seen, the rotation signatures that I've seen around here that did not produce a tornado debris signature. So hopefully it was just a tight radar signature and didn't produce too much damage. But we are getting reports of quite a few power outages in Fairview. New velocity signature there is still showing it pretty tight. It has broadened a smidge. Let's go back and look just a little bit. Right here, right around the Highway 100 exit on 840. That's about as impressive as a velocity signature as you get without a tornado. So hopefully it was not one, but it sure looked impressive there for a minute. Still pretty tight rotation right along South Harpeth Road. This is going to be in the Fernvale community. Old Highway 96, right there around Fernvale. Moving toward Kingfield. There's Boy Scout Road out there, Hargrove Road. There's it's Old Highway 96, Pinewood Road. Let's get some other roads out there. Parker Branch, Natchez Trace Parkway, of course, Leapers Fork, and eventually into West Haven, Jim Warren Park, Franklin High School, and into Franklin. So this circulation looks to be aimed right at Franklin. We're just going to have to see how it evolves. But man, be in your safe place, Franklin. This thing looked pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Right there around the Williamson-Hickman County line. And hoping it doesn't do that again. That was really close if it was not a tornado.
Andrew, I've got ETA to Leapers Fork at 11:24. Franklin, 11:30.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, so about 11:30 to Franklin. Davidson County, you're going to have the all clear from this tornado warning. They are going to trim Davidson County out of the tornado warning. So that's good news for Davidson. Tornado warning will disappear for Davidson County and will be only a Williamson County problem. So you guys can rest easy with that here in just a minute. But still, as those storms come in, could still get some strong gusty winds up there in Davidson County for sure. Still those severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. But the tornado threat for Davidson County is now confined to only Williamson. And we'll see that polygon update here in just a little bit to reflect that.
Looks like it's cycling again, Andrew.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a messy velocity there, David, don't you think?
Yeah, this is what was what we were talking about 20 minutes ago, how it looked really concerning back in Hickman County. And then it got right into Fairview and immediately tightened up. And now it's looking like it's going to cycle back down. And so we're going to have to watch it very closely because the amount of space or square miles that it took for it to cycle would put it right around West Haven if it were to right back up. So this is a really good warning by the Weather Service. And if you're in Franklin, you need to go ahead and get the kiddos on, put the helmets on.
Yep. Put the helmets on in Franklin. Absolutely. I'm worried we had a weak tornado back there around the county line. I just have a hunch that thing came together pretty quickly back there and looked pretty impressive. We didn't get a debris signature, but that's the radar beam's up at 3,000 feet. May have had a little tornado back there, and I would not be surprised if it does it again. So as David said, if this thing's sort of cycling. And tornadoes often do that. Okay, they often do that. They will cycle. They will lift, and then they'll undergo a cycle, and then they will drop again. So if it does do that, then that would put it around Franklin when it does that. So absolutely, I agree with David. It's time to put the helmets on the kiddos in Franklin. Get to your safe place and just hang out and let this thing pass. Because, again, it did not take long, right, guys? It did not take long for that thing to really tighten up fast. It happened in about 2 radar scans, and I believe we had an issue back there around the Williamson-Hickman County line just a little bit ago. So it could do that again. And if it does that, it would be coming into Franklin. So... let's see.
Looks like the area of concern is going to be in the Kingfield. Going to go over to Parker Branch Road, and then it looks like it'll go straight into West Haven, Franklin Green, Jim Warren, Founders Point, Franklin High School, into Franklin proper. That's the concern. Although the good news is the rotation has broadened. And it's not nearly as scary. And now with this very latest scan that's come in, Andrew, I mean, that's an embedded supercell, but the velocities have really come down, which is encouraging. But again, this might be it cycling before it wraps back up as it approaches into Franklin.
Yeah, I agree. Franklin heads up. In fact, I was just texting some family members in Franklin, making sure they were aware of it. So... this is the part of the circulation now. It looks a little bit weaker, but not so much that I'm not worried about it. So we got to still watch this area around Kingfield. We're all struggling tonight, David, I think.
We need to watch some winds up in Bordeaux as well. Some decent straight line winds.
Yeah, I see that. Absolutely. So yeah, let's leave the tornado warning just for a second. Okay, we're gonna leave that. Go up to Davidson. Got a new warning coming out now. Actually, let's see who that's for. Okay, that's a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out. New severe thunderstorm warning coming out. But yeah, there are some really strong winds right there around. Let's see. Yeah, right there around Bordeaux, and could be winds up to 70 miles per hour coming through Haines and Bordeaux, and that's going to be kind of between Briley Parkway and Metro Center. So definitely some strong winds possible there. Yeah, that's a pretty concentrated area of about 70 mile per hour winds going right through areas like West Hamilton Road, crossing Tucker Road, Buena Vista Pike, and Whites Creek Pike. They're moving east. That's a gusty bunch of winds right there, for sure. All within that severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning now. Let's back out just a little bit. That new severe thunderstorm warning came out just a moment ago, and that covers pretty much the rest of Davidson, pretty much the rest of Williamson County in a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's to account for the straight line winds that you might get anywhere up and down the line. But embedded in that line, in those severe thunderstorms, could be like this supercell structure we have here that is producing rotation and potentially a brief tornado back here around the 840 exit with Fairview. That was very impressive rotation there for a moment. And then it sort of broadened out a little bit. Looks pretty messy now, right there around Leaper's Fork. We hope that continues. This trend is good on velocities, and we hope this trend continues for Franklin. But we're just going to have to see. It's kind of getting into a weird area with radar that we're going to have to. I mean, that structure is actually pretty impressive on reflectivity, and so and it's kind of in a weird angle to the radar. So we're hoping that. What actually is occurring or what looks to be occurring is actually occurring. It looks a little bit weaker, and we hope that stays true. So it looks like multiple trees down on Highway 100 near the Williamson County line. It's a storm report that I think we mentioned a moment ago. And the Weather Service is noting these 70 mile per hour winds just north of downtown Nashville right now. Let's see if we can check that out on some traffic cameras here. All right, so we're gonna kind of split screen it here. This is a traffic camera that's right there at the 6524 junction right here. All right, so we'll kind of see what it encounters, but that could be some really strong wind. We'll sort of get some ground truth right here with this traffic camera and see if these winds are actually reaching the ground. We're going to watch that kind of carefully over the next couple of minutes. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water here.
That's a lot of wind, y'all.
That is a lot of wind, yeah.
It's 70, 80 mile an hour straight line winds.
Yeah,
Definitely can pull down
balls.
trees. Yeah, pull down trees, pull down power lines. Looks like it's going to go between Inglewood and Madison, right along Briley Parkway up in there, past Ellington Parkway. Meanwhile, that storm down in Williamson County continues to weaken and broaden, which is an encouraging sign.
It's like the winds are starting to arrive there now at this camera.
Did you say there were trees down in Fairview?
Yes.
I don't have reports of that.
Yeah, there was a local storm report where the
Okay, cool.
emergency manager reported that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, some trees down, multiple trees down back there around the county line,
Okay.
which matches up very well with the radar velocities there. So yeah, strong winds up there crossing the interstate, crossing I-65. They're just right around the 24-65 split up on the north side of town. Right there, associated with these velocity signatures here, right there around Hillhurst Drive, right there along Ewing Lane, up there on the north part of Nashville. And so, yeah, some gusty winds there on the interstate, for sure. And that area of wind is, I'm hoping that didn't make it to the surface, because it didn't look 70 to me on that interstate camera, which is good. Hopefully that's just right off the surface. But that's moving east over there toward Ellington Parkway. It'll be there here in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, definitely some strong wind. Yeah, I agree. That area of circulation down there in Williamson County continues to look less impressive. And that's good. Let's back that up.
It seems to have just run out of its structure.
Yeah.
I will say that the number of positive lightning strikes that we've seen has been impressive as well. But yeah, you can see that area. Andrew, put that velocity back up. You can see that was concerning right there. Those blues and reds together.
Yeah.
And then if you just run it through as it goes east, looks like it kind of goes away. But that might be a radar angulation thing. So stay in your safe place in Franklin. This is not over.
Yeah, this radar is having to
but
shoot
it's
through a
encouraging.
lot. It's
Yeah.
having to shoot through a lot. We've seen weird things happen with the radar angle down here in Williamson County, but that certainly at face value doesn't look very impressive. But yeah, Franklin, just hold out, just hold out. Let this warning expire. Let them make this call at the Weather Service before we call the all clear here. But yeah, tornado warning continues to be in effect. This storm, whether it's tornadic or not, has caused damage in western Williamson County as far as trees down, and that, you know, and even further back caused a roof. Was that this storm? Yeah, caused. That was a different one that caused roof damage, but anyway, nonetheless, the storm has at least brought trees down, and it's in effect until 11:45. Right? Yep. Yeah, 11:45. So another 15 minutes on it.
I find it hard to believe they'll continue it.
Yeah.
Especially without any reports, aside from where we saw that really alarming view. These storms are all competing for energy, and they just can't go very long, which is great. Again, this is a completely different setup than we saw 5 years ago in March.
Yeah, that area of wind has really fallen apart there as it's gotten closer to the radar. Excuse me, man.
It's that pollen.
So
Yeah.
that's
It has it going through Inglewood, South Good Pasture. It's just kind of chilled out.
yeah. I think that was. It looked to me like on that interstate cam, it looks like maybe that wind was just off the surface. Didn't quite make it down to the ground level, and that makes sense. What we're seeing here on radar, as this moves closer to the radar site, that the sample of that wind is getting lower, and the velocities are coming down a little bit. So 45-50 is still, still pretty strong. Still, and on the latest scan here, still a spot of 50-mile-per-hour winds possible right there on the river. Turn the radar off. It's right there on the river around Pennington Bend, Opryland, all that. And so yeah, still pretty strong, but doesn't look like the 70s we saw earlier.
No, but worth the severe thunderstorm warning.
Absolutely. Yeah, the whole thing is just you can get these embedded areas of strong gusty winds anywhere up and down this line. So yeah, absolutely.
I feel a lot better about Williams County.
Doesn't seem like they're going to continue this warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was pretty concerning there about 15 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, hang with us. You're getting the loud part of the storm now. A lot of lightning, a lot of rain, maybe some hail in there. In fact, the hail markers have come up actually a little bit. We're actually reading a little bit more hail than we were about 10 minutes ago, potentially in this storm in Franklin. So definitely a loud storm. But hang with it just a little bit longer. Let this circulation, as broad as it is right now, just let this circulation get on by before you come on out. But it definitely is looking encouraging.
Looks like lightning caught a substation, which is on fire now somewhere, which is going to explain a lot of the power outages. But it's a very electrical storm.
Yeah. Tornado warning can. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Andrew. I was going to say, looks like most of Nashville is starting to calm down. I'll be very surprised if you're downtown or in east. Obviously, it's pouring right now. There's lots of lightning around, but it looks like that area of heavy wind has gone into Madison, towards Old Hickory, and towards Lakewood. So it looks like east is starting to calm down a little bit. We don't think this is enough rain for flooding. Now, if somebody blocked your drainage ditch, you might have flooding on your street. But it looks like most of Nashville is going to be spared this event here. The only tornado warned storm is down in Williamson County, and I don't expect that to change.
Yeah, getting reports of hail in Franklin now, so definitely a hailer there in Franklin. That has
dimes to quarters at Fieldstone Farms and Hillsborough Road.
That makes sense. That's right there in this area of darker reflectivities here. These purples here, right around Fieldstone, Legends Ridge, going over the mountain there that goes into Cool Springs. So definitely a hailer there, and quarter to what do you say, nickels and quarters there.
Dimes to quarters, yeah.
Yeah, so Fieldstone, Legends Ridge, that'll be going up toward Fountainhead, Brentwood South, Holly Tree Farms, the Landings, those places in the northern part of Cool Springs, be coming over the mountain there in just a second, and going to northern part of Cool Springs up toward Brentwood. So some hail possible in that storm as it moves up toward Brentwood. And right now it looks to be nickels to quarters, and it may come down a little bit. It looks like it's kind of dropping that hail core right now. The hail numbers are actually coming down a little bit as far as radar goes. Radar indicated hail. Those numbers are decreasing a little bit, which tells me that thing is probably dropping some of that hail core and not replacing it up in the storm. So hopefully that won't get any bigger. But right now it looks like it's dropping its hail core pretty heavily right there around Whitehall Farms, Fieldstone, Legends Ridge, and then going into the northern parts of Cool Springs. So here's your latest picture here. Anywhere you see these kind of real dark reds and the purples there, that's good bet that's going to be some that's going to be some hail for sure. Right around Holly Tree Gap, going right over the hill, Stewart Lane, coming up on Moore's Lane, and let's see, 253. That's Concord Road intersection with Franklin Road. Tornado warning will be allowed to expire at 11:45. The Weather Service is not anticipating that they will extend that to the east. So the broad circulation there is moving through Franklin right now. But again, it's a broad circulation. They do not anticipate extending that to the east right now. Now, that could change. So places like Nolensville and Arrington and Trinity and Burke Hollow and Triune, Page High School, Paytonsville, you guys haven't gotten this storm yet. And as we've seen, a lot can change in 10, 15 minutes. As it did back there, it kind of changed both ways. I mean, it went from being not so much to being about as close as I've seen to a tornado on the ground on radar. That was really pretty indicative to me that there could have been a tornado on the ground there right around the county line, and then it just lost its steam. So it's that can all change pretty quickly. So don't let your guard down yet in Nolensville and East Brentwood, Triune, Arrington, places like that. Just hang tight. Wait for this thing to move through before you go to bed, and we'll see what happens. But doesn't look like they're ready to issue any other tornado warnings east of this one.
Based on radar, I don't see any reason Nashville needs to stay up. Looks like the strongest winds. I mean, obviously it's still raining a little bit, and you're going to get an occasional lightning strike, but I don't see any chance of a tornado warning or anything nefarious going on for Nashville proper. This is especially true for Riverwalk, Bellevue, Bells Bend, Vanderbilt, Fontenelle, Madison. Y'all can jolt and go to bed. Hendersonville can go to bed. Mostly just it's a long, and near I-65 in Williamson County, and then east of there, McKay's Mill, Galleria is probably getting some hail now. Nolensville, Page High School probably needs to stay up a little bit. Pretty strong winds back towards Fairview too. Straight line winds.
Yeah, I see that coming through Nunley and Wrigley right now. David, will you tweet that all clear for north of I-40 in Davidson?
Yeah, thanks.
That strong wind in Nunley is a radar artifact.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that has to do with the refraction off the downtown.
Oh, that's in that downtown corridor. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, the broad circulation that we were worried about with the tornado warning earlier, that is really not an issue anymore. That tornado warning is going to go away for the time being. We're going to have to watch. Looks like they are going to reissue. I take back everything I just said. Everything I just said. So new tornado warning now for eastern Williamson County, and that obviously includes me. So in a moment here, I may have to go wake my family up. But let's look at the Polygon. They are going to go ahead and reissue this tornado warning because it looks like they say it is reorganizing, and it includes part of Rutherford County as well. So yeah, new tornado warning now that does include Nolensville. So it includes McKay's Mill, Sullivan Farms. If you're in Sullivan Farms, Williamson County Fairgrounds, east of I-65 along Highway 96. heads up. So time to get to your safe place as the storm appears to be reorganizing as it moves to the east. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, there's your new polygon. So Nolensville, you were inside the tornado warning. Page High School, you're inside the tornado warning. McKay's Mill, Cool Springs Galleria, and all the way to the east. So areas like Burke Hollow, down toward Wilson Pike, Trinity, Arrington, Triune, McCandless Road, Trinity Park, Page High School, McKay's Mill. All you guys are inside the tornado warning polygon that is now moving to the east. All right. Yeah, definitely looks like it is reorganizing a little bit. Looks like hail sizes are coming back up. They're right around the interstate and southern parts of Brentwood, southeast parts of Brentwood. And then it looks like the circulation the hail would be kind of on the northern part of it. So in a supercell structure like this, the hail would be on the northern part of it. And then the circulation would be down here right around the Highway 96, Murfreesboro Road, interchange, and that would be moving to the east and pretty much be going right down Murfreesboro Road, and then would be going toward Wilson Pike, Arrington, Triune, and over that way. I know, excuse me, I know we have some friends of ours that are probably watching there around Arrington, and this is for you guys. So y'all heads up on this, and I'll go ahead and tell you. Let's reiterate a couple of things. It's been a few minutes since we've talked about what to do in this situation. So if you're in Nolensville, if you are down toward Triune and Arrington, even McKay's Mill and Cedarmont and Nestledown Farms, all those neighborhoods along Highway 96 and even down further to the south, you guys go ahead and get in your safe place and be and you know, lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, bathroom. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, as the circulation kind of looks like it might be getting its act together again right along the south part of it. David, how you doing?
I'm chilling, bro.
What's the wind doing?
I don't know. I mean, it's pounding the. I mean, I think I'm like a quarter mile west, and I'm fine. So.
Nice report there from right under the circulation. So, yeah, it could be getting its act together again a little bit here. Starting to see this would be the area of greatest concern. Would be right there around Cedarmont, and see what I'm watching now is we have a couple of pixels of stronger wind now that are starting to become inflow into the storm and kind of feeding the storm. So it may be in a little bit of a cycle here in the storm, and then as it feeds that, it kind of develops into a tighter circulation. So that's entirely possible. Yeah, that's entirely possible.
All right. Can you tweet the warning, David, with some ETAs for some neighborhoods, or do you want me to take it?
Hey guys, I'm gonna need y'all to take it just a second. I'm gonna go get my family up, okay?
Yep. So, tornado warning continues for Franklin and areas east. Some neighborhoods that are perhaps perhaps in the path of that circulation include Trinity Park, Nestledown Farms, Arrington. Right now, it looks like an area of broad circulation between Nolensville Road and I-65, just south of the Williams Medical Center, Burke Hollow area, south of Nolensville. Moving towards McCandless, Triune, after it goes through Arrington. Really anyone in eastern Williamson County that is north of 840 needs to be prepared to shelter, or go ahead and get in your shelter rather, Tornado warning is valid until, let's see.
Will, I've got
11:40.
ETAs for you.
Yeah, go ahead with ETAs, David.
Millview 2 minutes, Trinity 4 minutes, Ben Hill 6 minutes, Arrington 8 minutes, which would put it in around 11:55. Little Hope 23 minutes, Blackman out in Rutherford County 25 minutes. So this looks like the area of circulation has now out of Franklin, is not in Franklin anymore. It is now near Trinity Park, near Nestledown Farms, near Trinity itself, and it's moving towards Burke Hollow. The area of rotation looks pretty broad. You're probably going to hear some hail on your roofs as this thing comes through because the hail core is pretty good, and there's a lot of lightning, so this can be kind of ominous and scary. But the rotation is pretty broad. And it looks like the rotation actually would be a little bit north of Page High School, right around Highway 96. And it looks like Bell Chase Farms, Trinity, Burke Hollow, Arrington, Nestledown Farms, Hillman Estates, and then Nolensville, I think near Nolensville High School in parts south, should go ahead and take cover. One of the issues with the tornadic storms that come through here is it's not very well sampled by the KOHX radar, which is up in Old Hickory, and the TBNA radar that's operated by FAA is down today. So there's plenty of structure in here that's causing some concern and some alarm, and hence the tornado. But I want to emphasize again, if you're in Franklin and you've just been woken up by the siren, the area of concern is now east and going away from you. So if you're in Franklin, the danger is over. You can go ahead and go back to bed. Okay?
David, can I jump in for a second?
Yeah, please do. Take it over.
All right. Thank you. So, yep, my family's up. They're across the hall from me in the bathroom with their helmets on. So I'll join them in a minute if I need to. So, yeah, this is right around Trinity Park right now. Again, yeah, as David said, it's a little bit poorly sampled by the radar. So we have to take a little bit of this with a grain of salt as far as whether this is broad or tight. But we just we want to treat it as if it is an active tornado situation. So right now it would be right around where Burke Hollow Road comes into Wilson Pike. So you got like the Trinity Convenience Center there with the railroad crossing. I'm sorry, what? Oh,
sorry, that was feedback from me. Sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And then right there around the Trinity Convenience Center, right there where Burke Hollow Road comes into Wilson Pike, right there around there's some other roads, Starnes Mill, Burke Hollow Road, Molly Hollow Road, Warren Hollow Road. Looks like the hail core now is up around Bell Chase Farms, right there around Clovercroft Road. So all those neighborhoods there between Wilson Pike and right down Clovercroft Road. Right as you go over the ridge there, and then there's Pleasant Hill Road, and then there's Tullis Road there, right around Clovercroft Elementary. Look like a good bit of hail probably through there right now. But you got the Burke Hollow community there. It's a road, takes about 10 minutes to go down. That connects Clovercroft with Wilson Pike. And the circulation looks to be tightest right there around where Burke Hollow and Trinity come together at the end of Burke Hollow Road. And then this will eventually cross Nolensville Road, and it will be over towards Sanford Road. And then it'll probably go south of most of Nolensville, but a good part of Nolensville will at least get some hail out of this. And you got a good hailstorm the other day, and this will probably be comparable to that, the hailstorm that you had the other day. But the tightest circulation, again, it doesn't look overly impressive here, but we have to be careful about that because the radar angle is really weird, and I wish we had TBNA, but we just don't today. But this little notch, this little kink in the radar data here is where we're watching especially, and that's right there around where Burke Hollow Road comes into Wilson Pike, and then right there around where Wilson Pike and Maple Lane are, Hickory Hills Drive. So Big Sky Lane. That's right where Trinity Road is. So Trinity Road, Big Sky, is right where kind of all that construction has been going on with Highway 96 and Murfreesboro Road. Kind of all those roads that come off of there. That's right where this little notch right here is. That would be this area of rotation that they're watching. All right, so that is crossing currently Wilson Pike, and it'll be coming up close to Skinner Road and Burke Hollow Road in the next now. And there's our new radar scan. So it looks like still a good circulation aloft in eastern Williamson County, the Weather Service is saying. So let's go up aloft and look at it. Yeah, excuse me, you can still see it there. So looks like a decent hailstorm now coming down Clovercroft, Molly Hollow Road, Warren Hollow Road. So if you live out in this area, you know where those two radio towers are up on top of the hills southwest of town. That's exactly the area that's going to get this hail as it comes through right along Burke Hollow. Looks like we got reports of quarters, nickels and quarters there around McKay's Mill. I'm watching this one carefully, guys. This one's getting close to me. Looks like it's still pretty broad.
Andrew, you go ahead and go on in. We can handle it here for a minute.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bounce, and I'll be back.
Yeah. Just leave that up there. We'll handle it, no problem.
Okay.
Looks like so there's a lot of hail up in the storm, and what it's doing is it's confusing the radar a little bit, but the angle of the radar beam here just doesn't sample the storm very well. So if you're in Hillman Estates, you're in Burke Hollow, you're south of Nolensville High School, you're in Hillman Estates. Even if you're kind of near Triune, this area of circulation is crossing State Highway 11 right now. Be up towards McCandless Road here soon, as you can see on that image. And that radar image you see there was taken at 10:52 p.m. So we should get another scan here pretty soon. So it's probably actually on the road between Nolensville and Triune right now. And Andrew does not live too far from there. So he's got, kids, and he's doing the right thing. But if you're in Franklin, I know you hear sirens. The threat has passed. Franklin, you're going to get a lot more rain and lightning, and it's going to be loud, but the tornado threat has ended for Franklin. And it's also true for almost all of Nashville. It looks like everybody along I-40 and most of Nashville is in the clear for the rest of the night. I know a lot of y'all are asking about another round of storms. There's not another round of storms coming tonight. The next severe event looks to be another nocturnal event, maybe late Wednesday night into Thursday morning, followed by a heavy rain event over the weekend. So that's what we're looking for. And then there's also some pretty strong storms down to our south, but I don't think they're going to get up into Spring Hill or College Grove or Bethesda or anything. So, but we'll continue to watch those until the entire line is clear of Williamson County. But if you're listening to us in Nashville, I think you're fine to go to bed. Well done, you dodged it. But for us, this area circulation, we got a new scan that's come in, and it looks like it's just near Triune, near Hillman Estates. It has just crossed State Highway 11 that connects Nolensville and Triune, and it's almost out of Williamson County. It will be out here probably around midnight. The tornadic circulation that prompted the warning will then extend into Murfreesboro. It'll include Smyrna, and the Weather Service. Let's see if they've said anything else about it. Let's see. Yeah, there's some discussion about the storm that is entering Columbia right now, which I can't show you right now. And so we're going to watch that and see what it does. But it looks like it's going to move east into Chapel Hill, probably go south of Williamson County. But if you're in College Grove, the danger has not ended. But if you're along I-65 in Franklin, it's a lot of rain and it's a lot of lightning, some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. But the tornadic concern that prompted the tornado warning for Franklin is over. So y'all can go ahead and get the kids back into bed. I know it was exciting with the hail that came through, and there's still going to be some lightning showing, even though some of those positive strikes that can hit structures. And so that's the concern here. But for now, the tornado warned storm should be now to the east of State Highway 11, which is the road that, from the four-way stop at Triune that goes up to Nolensville, if you're familiar with that area. It's right over Hillman Estates, but it will very shortly be a Rutherford County issue. Looks like the area circulation might actually even cross 840 in Rutherford County over by the Almaville Road exit. So if you live on Almaville Road over in Rutherford County, this area circulation is coming in to you. So, yeah. Looking, just some other questions. Question about Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet looks fine. You're in the clear. So that's good. Old Hickory looks fine. Pretty much everybody in Nashville is good. And the only concern is this area circulation that is now pushing almost now entirely into Rutherford County, although there is still some area circulation near Triune. You see the little notch there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right above Graham's head. There's the 840, and thanks, Graham. And there's Triune. That's where the circulation is. It's broad, but again, it's probably undersampled. This is a radar indicated concern. This is not a confirmed tornado. We haven't seen any tornado debris signatures at all. So I think we're very shortly coming up to the end of this event, but it looks like that area circulation is actually tracking down Highway 96 from between Triune and Murfreesboro, and it's about to cross over by the castle. If you've seen the castle driving on 840, I'm sure most of you have if you've been on the road. That's right around where this area circulation continues, and that's what has prompted the tornado warning. So if you live there in Triune, or if you live off of, let's see, what's the name of this road here? Let me get it for you. Haley Lane. Be sure you're in your safe space. Same for Newcastle Road. Same for Spantown Road. And let's see, what's the other road over there? Yeah, Haley Lane that continues down. Also, if you're on Hawkins Road down there near Triune, between Triune and Rutherford County, that's where this tornado warned circulation is currently, and will very soon follow 840 into Murfreesboro. So yeah. So and just for your own edification, there's now a new tornado warning for Murray County, but it does not go into Williamson County. That storm is tornado warned. There's an area circulation near Hampshire, a pretty impressive one actually.
Yeah.
And that's moving down Highway 412, the road between Hohenwald and Columbia. A really impressive circulation there, unfortunately. It looks like it's going to follow Highway 412 into Columbia. And the question is, will it get into Spring Hill? I don't think it will. Spring Hill's not included in that warning. And again, Williamson County's not included in that warning either. So for now, it looks like the tornado warning for East Williamson County, the area circulation for that storm is almost now entirely in Rutherford County and is no longer an East Williamson County concern. So if you're if you scrambled up in Trinity and Burke Hollow and Nolensville and Arrington over by Page High School, the threat has passed. It's ended. Go ahead, go to bed. Nolensville should be getting some hail right now south of the high school, and actually maybe even a few points north of the high school. But the area of rotation there does not look concerning. It looks like that area of rotation is now moving almost exclusively now into Rutherford County. And then the only other thing for us to look at is down in Columbia where it looks like it's doing the same thing that our storms were doing, which was cycling. It looked really impressive there for a minute, and now it doesn't. And the question is, will it get into Bethesda? I don't think it will. Will it get into Cross Keys? I don't think it will. So, that's a big hailstone. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, that was my house. That was my house.
Trained spotter.
Yeah, that was me. So yeah, that was pretty loud there for a little bit. But I guess I'll be checking my cars here in a little bit. So yeah, I guess you guys have been talking about, I can't get my camera to work. Anyway, it's all right.
We've been talking about that tornado warned storm down
Sure.
in Murray County, Andrew, and
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been saying
Okay,
that
sure.
our warning here looks like all the circulations down in Rutherford County.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, it sure looks like it. If it's not, it's awfully close. Yeah, the storm down in Murray County, does that look like it's kind of moving due east, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked like it was moving down Highway 412. Some of it looked a little unbelievable to me. If you go back a couple scans and turn on your NROT product, it blew up, kind of like the Fairview one did, and then it's kind of come down a little bit. It's also not got the classic supercell embedded structure that we had before, but still a very good tornado warning. I wouldn't want to be out there in that storm.
No. Yeah. And I think another thing is we can believe the hail markers. I'm curious. We can believe the hail markers here, almost inch and a quarter. Yeah, I would believe that. That's, I don't know, what is that? Almost. It's probably not ping pong ball size, but it's pretty close. Yeah, that was a lot of hail. Inch and a half report there in McKay's Mill. Yeah, ping pong ball size in east of Franklin. So, yep, it's probably about right. Well, that circulation's moving east into Rutherford County just in the next minute or so on the south side of that polygon. But yeah, pretty much all clear. If you're in Nolensville right now, all clear. Franklin, that obviously way east of you. And then, what has y'all's messaging been about that Murray County thing?
None.
Yeah. I think that's moving pretty much due east.
Cool.
All right. I'm just sort of checking. I'm catching up here a little bit. Well, we had ourselves an event, didn't we?
Sure did.
I will say there's a concern for another round of this happening late Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
Yes.
And then there's also concern about flooding later in the week, over the weekend. So this won't be the last one of these. We do have to do the storm season. We're in a pretty good pattern for it. There might have been a tornado just west of Fairview High School. I hope there wasn't. But there are trees down over there, and it looked like it might have just dropped and then spun out, which is typical for a cycling. But yeah, right there, that scan right there, Andrew.
Yeah.
That's I think where there's probably damage from this storm.
Yep, I agree. So that was back in western Williamson County. The thing marched eastward, kept its broad rotation up, and which kept the hail sizes up too. I mean, the more that rotation that you have in the mid levels of the storm, look, it's going to do this again, guys. Look, it's going to tornado right there
Yep.
in western Rutherford County. I'm telling you guys, every time we see this, this is a classic western Rutherford County storm, and right there, I can't tell you how many times we've seen a storm that will develop a tornado in western Rutherford County.
Just
Right
a couple
there.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Well, it was a little bit southeast of there, but same area.
unbelievable. Yeah, it was a little bit southwest. That's right, more toward Christiana, headed east toward Christiana.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you guys are in Murfreesboro, heads up, that thing that could be an issue there here in a little bit. Over in moving down, I believe it's called Franklin Road there, Highway 96, west of Murfreesboro.
Yes, everybody. I have a cold. My phone's blowing up. Dude, are you okay? I woke up with a splitting headache. The thing is the trope that men can't handle colds. My wife has one too, but she went about her day and it poleaxed me, man. I slept like 6 hours after I woke up this morning. So yeah, I am not handling it well.
People on Twitter want to send you cold medicine.
I have it. Like, I've been taking it. It's the only way I'm even up right now. I'm going to switch to the nighttime stuff and try to get some sleep.
Back building in Boston. Say that.
Yeah, and by the way, I sent out a tweet. Like, everybody can go to bed in Nashville, Williamson County too. If like you might be like, oh no, I don't like the lightning. Well, I mean that'll take a little bit of time to get through. But as far as the wind concerns and the tornado concerns have departed, Wilco, and the only caveat I'll put to that would be like extreme southeast Williamson County. But even then, I think that storm is not going to turn left and get in there. Sorry, mute.
We gonna hang on till expiration?
Yeah, let me just kind of go back through here, catch up, make sure we're not missing anything. I don't think we are.
Somebody's mad at us in our comments for not answering the comments. If you could see how fast comments come in,
It's unbelievable.
I promise you, lady, we are doing our very best.
I mean, back when we had like 100 followers,
Yeah, we could do that.
and we did. And it's just, it
Yeah.
just looks like it looks like the lines on the interstate when you're going 70 miles an hour. They're just, you
It's
can't
crazy.
possibly read them all.
No.
Now, we do look at them to see if there's a gap in our coverage, but usually it's just people wanting an individual response. And man, I wish I could do that, but
Uh-huh.
there's only one of me, and
Mhm.
I'm not great. This Columbia storm, it just looks like the others have tonight. I don't know what's going to get in there. I don't see a debris signature. I see a pretty big NROT spike, but
Yeah, it looks like it could be. I think you're right. I think it's kind of broad, and then it could. It's one of those that just could tighten it up at any time. It'd be right in the middle of town, just south of town. So
yeah.
Cool.
For y'all asking about the tornado sirens, the sirens go off to alert people who are outside. Until the warning is canceled, they'll keep them on. And so, like this warning that is in Murfreesboro, What's going on here? Severe. By the way, I use Pac-Man to wake me up at the middle of the night.
New warning for us, looks like.
Yeah, great.
Did we get clipped?
We got clipped by a severe.
Okay. I completely lost my train of thought.
Sirens.
For sirens. So when the polygons are up, all of the sirens that are inside that polygon are going to sound until the weather service cancels the warning. But the storm is going across the town, so we can tell you when the area of circulation has passed, even though the siren is still going, because the warning hasn't been officially truncated or otherwise removed for some good reason. So I know it's confusing, but sirens are just for outdoor warning notifications. And one of the things that we do is just help y'all interpret this information. Just kind of coming alongside you and say, well, this is what this means. So that's why when the second tornado came out for Franklin, I texted my neighbor across the street who's got like 5 kids, and they were freaking out in the bathroom. And I was like, well, the storm isn't going to turn around and go west. We're fine. But the sirens are going off, and it's ominous, and it's lightning. Like, I get it. So, but we're here to tell you that tornado warned circulation is now in Murfreesboro. It doesn't look as tight as it did before, what Andrew was talking about. It looks like the tornadoes tonight have been quick hitters, quick little spin ups, and then they've been dissolving. So, yeah.
Some of you asking about Rutherford County over there. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like that circulation ever really wrapped up.
Looks like it's really bowing more than anything else.
Yeah. Straight line wind threat for sure. And I'll have to watch that thing down there in Murray County. It could spin up a little something on the south side of town.
Well, the environment's really conducive.
Yep.
It's just like we said before, it's competing for inflow with everything else.
You want to do some all clears? Still getting lots of questions.
Yeah, I'll type some up here.
Places I know we've said are all clear, but long story short is if you're in Davidson and Williamson County, you're all clear.
Yeah, tornado warning's been removed for Williamson County now, so Williamson County is now tornado warning free. Haven't been able to say that for a little while, so tornado warnings have expired for both Davidson and Williamson counties. Severe thunderstorm warning hanging around a little bit. I don't see a lot on velocities. That looks like that would probably be over right inside Rutherford County now. But still could be some strong wind gusts down there in southeastern Williamson County. But the tornado warning is now gone. It looks like the tornado threat for Murray County looks to be kind of right just south of town there in Columbia. So that's down in Murray. Still some hail out there. Probably some hail down there coming into Thompson Station and Spring Hill. Right now it looks pretty small. Doesn't look like anything what Franklin got. Maybe dime size. A 2-inch hail report there in Nolensville.
Ooh, golf balls.
Graham, how are we doing over on Instagram? Any reports over there?
Actually, not too many. I think, if anything, they're coming through mostly on the tweeter. I did get a report in Bon Aqua near 840 Highway 100. Lots of large trees down.
Bon Aqua, that would have been right there. The circulation was tightening up.
Yep.
Back there in eastern Hitman County, northeastern. Good grief!
Wow.
So this is the Nolensville, Arrington, Smyrna line.
Andrew, are you all good? We don't see you, so we're wondering.
No, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. We just see an A with a circle around it.
Oh, I don't know. My camera just quit. It's gone.
Looks
I
like-
don't know why.
Looks
The
like you're
circle
in favor of
moves,
like
too.
anarchy or something.
Nope, I'm fine. I guess the hail took out my camera here. I don't know. Probably ought to check on that. No, I'm fine. We're good. I probably need to check my cars out here in a little bit, but yeah, I got. It was definitely better than quarters here. It was definitely in the ping pong ball to golf ball size here at our house. I don't know that we got any of the. Man, one of those looks. I mean, if you went just around the edge of those spikes, maybe tennis ball, but man, that's big. I don't think we got anything that big, but
No.
we definitely got. We definitely had maybe golf balls here. Well, what do y'all think? You want to take it over to socials?
See ya.
Yeah, we can end the stream. I
All
think
right.
we're all clear for Davidson Williamson counties. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go take some industrial strength cold medicine.
We'll see you on Wednesday, David.
Yeah,
Take care, David.
yeah. You guys handle the Twitter, the socials. I'm out.
We got it. Get some rest, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all very much. Yeah, y'all are awesome. We appreciate y'all supporting us. Y'all are really awesome to do that. And there are a lot of messages that we get about how y'all can help us out. We are completely community funded, and so we'll post a couple of links over on socials because we do get asked about that, and we appreciate that a whole lot. So we will post a couple of links over there if you're interested in leaving something in the tip jar. We really do appreciate it when you do that. And we'll get David some NyQuil with that. So you guys have a good night. Hey, thanks for being here on this 2-hour and 15-minute stream almost. Woo. And it has been an action-packed full 2 hours and 15 minutes. And hopefully nothing too damaging occurred in that time, but y'all are troopers to hang in here with us. You're troopers for getting your families up. You're troopers for going through all of this with us, and we're just honored to be able to walk alongside you with it. And we hope all of you are okay, and that all your stuff is okay. All right, so we'll be over on socials. Follow us there. We'll be up for a little while longer, and we'll be watching these things all the way through before we head to bed. And otherwise, send in your reports, hashtag TSpotter on X, DM us on Instagram, and you can put it in our replies, but we may or may not see it. Hopefully we will. But hashtag TSpotter is the best way to let us know what happened at your place if you had any damage, all right? All right, we'll see you over on the socials and here in just a couple of minutes. See you guys.